We'll start with the first 5 questions. I guess this is a new pattern. Not exactly new pattern, but sync model. What is this? Sync model. You see 2 sentences, you have to select one word which goes with both the sentences. Shall I read out? Don't look at the numbers. I'll say the number you can make out, but you have the hard copy. Numbers you don't see here, but you can make out. Anyone fearing from the circumstantial evidence, the increased cost brought many, further many young people deterred from going to the university. Very difficult to understand the context. Anyone fearing from the circumstantial evidence merely has to tell their story to the DA. This is also not that easy. Contexts are not very clear, both the sentences. So you have to see the words and decide. But in the second sentence, please underline the word fearing. Fearing positive or negative? Negative. That is one clue you have. Now, what is the first option here? Outcomes. Many outcomes for the many young people. But it is a neutral word, not a negative word. So mark it wrong. Repercussions. Please write the meaning of the word repercussions. Repercussions means negative consequences. Consequences usually negative. So please write negative consequences. So that is a negative expression, hold that one. Effects could be positive, could be negative, neutral word. Changes could be positive, could be negative. Modifications, usually positive. So what do you think the answer? The second option, the increased cost brought many repercussions, negative impact, for the many young people deterred from going to the university. That sounds right. Anyone fearing what? Repercussions from the circumstantial evidence merely has to tell their story to the DA. So answer is the second option, but rather difficult within the stipulated time period. I don't think you can get it right. If you get it right, you should be very happy. Shall I read the second sentence? It's very hot and stuffy. Can you feel the heat? The summer is on. Sentence number 2, rather easy. Without a word, he lifted her into his arms and carried her to the world of, they call their bedroom. First sentence. No prophet. Who is a prophet? Underline the word prophet. One who preaches. The other day I gave the difference between teach, preach. What is the difference? Teach goes with the subject, preach goes with religion. So no prophet, it was declared, could speak in. Prophets are supposed to be, please write the word, stoic. Stoic means what? No emotions, no reaction. Positive incident or negative incident. Mature, balanced, and they don't respond, positive or negative. Stoic in nature. And what is the noun form? Please write stoicism, noun form. No prophet, it was declared, could speak in. That was devilish. Further, only false prophets accepted gifts. Now, second sentence you cannot make out from the context, but for the first sentence talks about something positive, something related to happiness. Everyday English point of view, common sense point of view. Now, happiness, positive word. Ebullience, underline the word and write the meaning. Ebullience and ecstasy, both are synonyms. Both mean extremely happy. Extremely happy. Joy. The first 4 options, synonyms. And what is the last one? Sorrow. But bedroom you cannot say sorrow. Not at all. So that is ruled out. Now there is a problem with this question. What is it? Happiness, joy, they go with everyday English. Don't consider. Whenever you come across synonyms, if they deal with, one word goes with everyday English, the other word goes with effective or written English, always prefer the one that goes with effective or written English. So based on that, please mark happiness, joy. You cannot consider. What is the reason? They go with everyday English. So we have two better words, words that go with effective English and written English. Then how do you decide? Ebullience, ecstasy, both are effective words. Then here, please make a note, put a star mark and write this is based on usage. Usage point of view, when we talk about extreme happiness, we use the word ecstatic, ecstasy. Then comes the word ebullience, second preference. What is the first word? We prefer ecstasy, ecstatic. So based on that, what is the answer? Third option is the answer. They both mean the same. Both go with written English, both go with effective English. But usage point of view, this we use very rarely, and we use the word ecstasy quite often. So based on that, the answer is the third option. Hope you got it. Now question number 3. This is also very difficult to make out. The context is not clear. The mention of a list has led us to anticipate. Please underline the word anticipate. Anticipate means what? Expect, predict, guess about the future. Expect, predict, guess related to future. Anticipate what? The end of the story, and we must to 1836 when the acquaintance began. Please underline the word acquaintance. What is the difference between a friend and an acquaintance? Friend is very close to you. Acquaintance, a known person, but not very close. Please write the meaning of the word acquaintance. A known person, but not a friend. A known person. We have a lot of acquaintances. We have only a few friends. You are there, Amo. I was laughing while driving. You are really, that is too much. I don't know your actual intention, why you said that, I really wonder. Now, what is the answer? We'll see the options. I'll read out the second sentence. The nation would never accept a Catholic king, a Stuart, nor, as against England, to the ancient French alliance. Now, what is the first option here? Avert. Avert, write the meaning. Avoid, prevent, prevent. Better you write prevent. Then you write the word avoid. Convert. Convert, you all know the meaning. Get converted to some other religion. Revert. Revert means what? Get back. Revert, get back. Counterstroke. Stroke, opposite counterstroke. Reply. It's so difficult to make out because the context is not a familiar context and not related to the modern times. But still, what do you think the answer is? How many of you have chosen the third option? Revert to. That is the answer, absolutely. Revert to 1836, nor revert, then put these words in brackets. Revert to what? To the ancient French alliance. Then you can relate to some extent. But all said and done, except the second question, the questions we have seen so far, 1 is difficult, 3 is difficult. Only the second one so far, easy to handle. Shall I move on to the next one? Is it question number 4? This is easy. This was the what? Of my happiness, from which I was in a little while dashed to earth. The recalled parliament seemed at the of power. What do you understand from the context? Happiness at the highest level, and the parliament seemed at the highest level of power. So what are the other words for highest level? Peak, pinnacle, apex. Please write those words. Peak, pinnacle. Pinnacle is already there. Also write the word apex. Plinth. Write the meaning of the word plinth. Plinth means the base of a statue. Base. The base of a statue or a flower vase. What is the spelling? V-A-S-E. Flower vase. The base of that. But generally, if you take a statue, it has a base. The base is called what? Plinth. Not relevant here. This was the foundation of my happiness. Possible, but not based on the context. At the foundation of power, that is not right. Pinnacle. This was the pinnacle of my happiness, from which I was in a little while dashed to earth. The recalled parliament seemed at the pinnacle of power. Seems right or wrong? Both the sentences, the word pinnacle seems right. Hold that one. Startup, not relevant here. Commencement, not relevant. It doesn't go with happiness. Now, what is the answer based on that? Third option is the answer. This is an easy one, should not be a problem. When the sedative, please underline the word sedative. Sedative means what? Something that causes intoxication. Usually, please listen. Sedatives are given. Some people, they can't sleep. They have a problem. I think the disease is called insomnia, if I'm not wrong. Sleeplessness. And sometimes what happens, someone meets with an accident and they get serious injuries. They have acute pain and they can't bear the pain. They can't tolerate the pain. Then the doctors give them sedatives. Then they go to that different level, intoxication. They don't feel the pain. So sedative is a medical term. Please make a note. Sedative, write the meaning. That causes sleep or intoxication. That causes sleep or intoxication. You all know the word intoxication. When do you get intoxicated? When you drink a lot, what happens? You get intoxicated. Now we'll see. When the sedative put Helen in a state of, whatever the state, she started to profess. Profess, please underline that word, it's a verb. It is something like teach or preach. Her love for everyone. Talk a lot. John is a spiritual man who claims he experienced during his baptism. Underline the word baptism. Baptism has got two different meanings. One meaning, it goes with accepting a particular religion, especially Christianity. You get converted, then it is called baptism. Another meaning of that, when someone, the naming ceremony, you're absolutely right, gives a name. Naming ceremony, we use the word baptism. Generally, baptism, what is the state? Positive or negative? I gave the explanation, sedative, positive or negative? Positive. Sedatives, they make you happy. You forget the pain. And baptism, the person experiences a lot of pleasure. So this is the context. Now we'll see the words. What is the first option here? Rapture. Please underline the word and write the meaning. Rapture means extreme happiness. Rapture, ecstasy, ebullience, all are synonyms. Rapture means extreme happiness. Ecstatic. Also write the word ecstatic. Shock. Shock. Experience shock. Baptism, he doesn't experience shock. Mark it wrong. Confusion. No. What is the meaning of the word thwart? Same meaning. Already I've got one. Please write the word avert. Avert means what? Prevent. Thwart also means prevent. But generally, avert goes with police. Imagine some terrorists or unwanted elements of society. They plan something negative, bomb blast or something. Then the police avert, means prevent that. So if you read the newspapers, quite often you come across the word avert. And synonym, thwart, both mean the same. But does it go with this context? No. Freeze, not relevant here. So what is the answer? Obviously, rapture. Rapture means what? Ecstasy. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? 4 correct? After that, I don't want to ask. I'm just joking. How many of you have got 3 correct? I appreciate those students. Now we'll see the passage related to close test. And what is the passage about? Related to which field? Economy. So you got to read banking sector related to what? Economy. In economics, the term recession, please underline the word recession. It's an important concept. Write the meaning of that word. Recession means low economic activity. A low economic activity. This recession, it happens once in 10 years or once in 15 years. Usually it begins in the Western world, Western countries, developed nations, and the impact of that, then it spreads all over the world. It begins in the US, in the UK, in France, then it spreads all over the world. Recession is a major problem. And it is cyclic in nature. Every 10 years, every 15 years, you come across a recession. In economics, the term recession generally describes the reduction of a country's GDP. For at least 2 quarters, everything comes down. A recession is, what are the words here? Increase, variance. Variance, you got this word the other day. Means what? Different, you're right. More, decrease, abundance. Now, recession is a positive word or a negative word? A recession is, what is the answer here? Is it 6? Are these the options? These are not the options. What are the options? So, these words go with 6 blank. I must have done in a hurry. Today I admit, not smart. So, now only she can understand what I say. These are the words, right? Say yes or no. Imagine, depict, shown. Those are the options. Now, a recession is imagine, can you say? Depict, no. Shown. Here, what are you supposed to use? You are supposed to use a verb as an adjective or a different part of speech. That means what? How many verbs are there? Visualized, 1. Shown you cannot use in this context. Characterized. Generally, what do you say? Something is characterized by something. So, what is the answer here? A recession is characterized by what? A rising unemployment, increase in government borrowing. Now, blank 7, these options. Increase, variance, more, decrease, abundance. Am I right? So, what is the answer here? Decrease of share and stock prices. So, what is the answer? Decrease of what? Share and stock prices. And falling investments. All of these characteristics have effects on people, obviously. Some recessions, generally what happens, recession, the major problem, industries, they lose business. And because they do lose business, immediately they resort to layoffs. Layoffs mean what? Terminations. One shot, they remove 10,000 employees or 20,000 employees. They can't bear the expenses. And they give a pink slip. Pink slip means what? Show the door. Please go home. In Western countries, especially in the US, software industry, they give the pink slip without any intimation, without any notice. Morning you go to the office, they give the pink slip. What does it mean? Within a few minutes, perhaps a few hours, you have to take your stuff and check out. Very simple. You may not get time to tell your colleagues also that you are leaving. Sometimes it is like that. Now, some recessions have been anticipated by stock market declines. The real estate market also usually what? Weakens, initiates, awakens, strengthens, volatile. Please write the meaning of the word volatile. Volatile means what? Evaporating, disappearing quickly. Volatile, not stable. Please write this way. Volatile market means what? Not stable market. not stable. Now, what is the answer? The real estate market also usually. Please underline how many of you have chosen the first option. Which part of speech is it? It is a verb. It is a verb. Remember, I gave last week, somewhere you got a weekend. I remember. Someone asked me that time, sir, what are the three forms? Weekend is a regular verb. Weekend, weekend, weekend. But here the sentence is in present. We should add S to the verb. Then what do you get? Weekends. That is a verb. Please make a note. Weekends before a recession. However, real estate declines can last much longer than recessions. Please underline the word last. How do you pronounce this one here? It is not last, it is last. Last, which part of speech is it? Same spelling. Are you guys listening? Please respond. Last student. First student, last student. Adjective. If I give the combination, you are ready to tell. Now slowly it is becoming a habit. But here, how do you pronounce that? Last. Last means what? To be there for a long time. Please write the meaning. Last means to be there for a long time. We use the expressions like, please write one, combination. His words have made a lasting impact on me. Generally we say, the presentation has made a lasting impact. Means what? For a long time, the impact was there. Now what is the blank number? 9. During an economic decline, please put a star mark that one. High maintained stocks. What is the word after that? Stocks. High maintained stocks? No. Yield. How many of you have chosen yield? That is the answer, but put a star mark. I'll tell you why later. Heavy stocks not correct. Result stocks not relevant. Payment stocks not at all. But here generally, please write one expression. Please write the expression high yielding seeds, or write one more combination, high yielding varieties. High yielding varieties. Now what is the form here? ing form. Generally we use this word with this meaning, ing form. What do we say? High yielding stocks. It should have been high yielding stocks. But this is also right. High yield stocks. Meaning is the same. Here yield means what? Returns. Please write the meaning. Returns. The last one, or we have more. Such as financial services, high yield stocks such as financial services, pharmaceuticals and tobacco. What is the preposition? To. Are to. Does it sound right? Want to. No. Tend to hold up. Tend to. Perfect combination. So what is the answer here? Yearn. That is not right. Made to. Not correct. However, when the economy starts to recover growth, stocks tend to recover faster. Underline the expression tend to. There is significant disagreement about how healthcare and utilities tend to what? Distribute, recover, wait, increased, fight. He talks about what? The context is about what? Recover. So what is the answer? Recover. Tend to recover. Already used, the writer has used the same expression, should not be a problem. In 2008, an economic recession was suggested by several important indicators of economic downturn. Please underline the expression economic downturn. These what? These meant high oil prices. Does it sound right? No. These show, hold that one, these numbered. Can you use the word numbered here? No. These included, seems right? These included what? But what is the last option? These encompass. Now we'll check. We cannot consider the first one. Either it should be included or encompass. Now we have to see the sentence. These encompass high oil prices which led to. But here underline the verb led. Is it in present or past? Then can you use encompass? Had it been encompassed, it would have been right. Then what is the answer based on that? Included. So please make a note. These included high oil prices which led to what? So previous one included, which led to fearful, dangerous, abnormally high food. Here we have to use an adverb. How many adverbs do you find? Healthy is not an adverb. Healthy is an adjective, though Y is there. Healthy lifestyle. Healthy is what? Adjective. Only one adverb is there. Which one is that? That is the answer. Abnormally high food prices. Now 14, as well as using food crop products such as ethanol and biodiesel as an, underline the indefinite article an. Now you have to select a word, but context, today we talk about biodiesel, ethanol, as what? Alternative to the traditional or conventional energy sources. So do you find that option? Which option is that? First option. Substitute, we don't use the word substitute, alternative to the fossil fuels. Please write the expression fossil fuels. Petroleum is what? Fossil fuel. Sometime back they talked so much about ethanol, they talked so much about biodiesel, but now it is not in the limelight. There is one particular plant called Jatropha. Jatropha is known for the source for biodiesel. Then they talked about, I think in AP also, hundreds of acres. Reliance company, they cultivated Jatropha plant, but now it is not in the limelight. I don't know the exact reason. But the answer is what? Alternative. Now next one, a substantial credit crisis. Underline the word substantial. Substantial means what? Considerable. Substantial credit crisis leading to the drastic bankruptcy. Please underline the word drastic. Drastic means what? Sudden and to a great extent. Drastic change. A lot and sudden. Bankruptcy. You all must be knowing the word bankrupt. What is the other word? What is the synonym? Insolvency. Bankruptcy of large and well. Here, if you read regularly, you don't have to look at the options. Large and well investment banks. What should be the word? You don't see the options. Established. Large and well established banks. Without seeing the options, you should think of that word. But which option says that? The fifth option. Wealthy banks, not correct. Well established banks. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? Oh, give her a big hand. That's really good. You're on the track. Economy related, because you're all bank aspirants, prospective bankers. Any passage related to economy, you can't afford to ignore, you can't afford to take it casually. You have to read the passage with more passion, more interest, more focused nature. It's a challenge. Tomorrow you get selected. Imagine you don't know all these terms. You can't make head and tail of an article or a document related to economy. How do you feel that time? You don't feel comfortable. Very simple. This is a time you have to learn the basics of economy, the basics of the banking sector. Then once you get selected, obviously it becomes easy for you. How many of you have got 8 plus? Please raise your hands. Please give them a big hand. That is also highly appreciable. Shall I move on? Now here we have a new set of questions. These questions deal with what? You see one link word or a connecting word, then you see how many sentences? 4 sentences. And the combinations, not that easy. Within the given time, you got to read very quickly, you got to read with a focused mind, and you have to make out quickly the right combination, not that easy. But I've seen these questions, at least 2 or 3 questions, you have clues. The words are repeated. Same words are repeated, then you can make out these 2 are related and you can select the answer. Now, what is the clue for you in the first sentence? I'll read out the sentence. I admire King Jordan because he is the first deaf president of whatever the place. So, what is the clue word for you? Are you guys listening? Tell me what is it? Please underline the word admire. I admire King for some reason. Then all in all, there is not much to dislike about the man except he is too perfect. Besides that, here you have to use what? Besides that. Then can you use this expression, second sentence? Mark it wrong. Now we'll try with the first one. Second. The third sentence, what is the word, second word? Admire. Now, I admire King for one reason. Besides that, I admire him. Him means who? The king. Because he is a great long distance runner. Related. Both the sentences talk about the same person. And besides that means what? In addition to that. Please underline the word besides and write the meaning. In addition to. In addition to. He is a dedicated family man. Which one seems better? Here the word admire is not there. You can join, you can use a fourth sentence also, but you have to decide which one is the better. Between the two, because the word admire has been repeated, you should prefer the third sentence. Now what is the answer here? C, A. Which option says that? AC, I'm sorry. AC, which option? Second option. I admire King for one reason. Besides that, I admire him for some other reason. Logical or not logical? This is an easy one, should not be a problem. How many of you have got this one right? I see quite a number. Good, that's good. I appreciate. Moreover, what is the meaning? It also talks about additional information, add-on information, moreover. The school has a preschool program, but when you say the school, it cannot be the first sentence. What is the reason? When you talk about someone or something for the first time, can you use the definite article the? No, so don't consider that one. At St. Rita's School for the Deaf, a private school, there's a dress code that matters, that mandates. Please underline the word mandates. What is the noun form of this word? Mandatory. Please write mandatory. Means what? Compulsory. Mandates how the students are to dress. The boys must wear a pair of pants and dress shirts. It has a strong academic program. The next one. Texas School for the Deaf is perfectly located. Now one sentence begins, 2 sentences begin with the name of the school. One is what? Please underline St. Rita's School, Texas School. Now in the second sentence, does it talk about any advantage? Or it talks about just rules and regulations? It talks about rules and regulations. When you go to the last sentence, Texas School for the Deaf is perfectly located. That's a positive thing. Please underline perfectly located. Then he wants to add more information related to advantages. First advantage what? Perfect location. Moreover, it has a strong academic program. The second advantage. So it talks about 2 advantages of the school, the Texas School. What is the first advantage? Perfect location. What is the second advantage? Perfect academic program. So What does it mean? What is the order? D and C. Which option says that? DC. Texas School for the Deaf is perfectly located. Moreover, it has a strong academic program. Here you could use besides also. Please remember, moreover doesn't mean you have to use only moreover. Sometimes they may give moreover, besides, in addition to that, and they may give the combinations. You have to consider all of the combinations you see. Okay? Shall I move on to the next one? And the other two are not related. Are they related? Because the first sentence talks about deaf and hearing, but the second sentence is only about deaf, so they are not related. Shall I move on to the next one? What is the word here? However. However talks about what? Contrast, contradictory information. He jumped along with another suspect after police surrounded them on Wednesday night. He means who? We don't know. Pronoun. A rowdy wanted in a murder case died after he jumped from the third floor of a Tamil Nadu slum clearance board building in some place. I think this is all one sentence. Am I right? A rowdy. This could be the first sentence because there is a noun. What is a noun here? A rowdy. The idea of attending the play at the place is nice. This is again the idea. It cannot be the first sentence. Now we will see the last sentence. What is it? The theoretical issues in sign language research conference is scheduled at the same time. Now it's a bit difficult to make out because of the definite article the. Now let us assume that is the first sentence. What is the first sentence? We don't know the context. Perhaps the context is there. He is talking about specific idea. When you talk about specific idea, then you can use a definite article the. The idea, what is that idea? The idea of attending the play at Gallaudet is nice. Now what is the word? However, contradictory word. However, the theoretical issues in sign language research conference is scheduled at the same time. Are they related? Do they seem related or not related? Not related. They are related. He talks about attending a play. Then at the same time, something else is there that is contradictory. So answer is, we'll see the other options. Sentence 1, sentence 2, they go with unwanted element of the society. But are they related? A rowdy wanted in a murder case died after he jumped. We cannot start with the first sentence. We have to start with the second sentence. A rowdy wanted in a murder case died after he jumped from the third floor of a Tamil Nadu slum clearance board building in the place. However, he jumped along with another suspect after police surrounded them on Wednesday night. Here we cannot use the word however. You cannot use. That means what is the answer? C, D. Which option says that? The fifth option is the answer. C, D. But talks about what? Contradiction. They arrived at the station before noon and left on the bus before I arrived. Please underline the word station. Generally, here we say in our country, railway station, bus stand. But Americans say bus station. Don't think it is wrong. If someone says bus station, don't laugh at that person. Bus station is also right, but not popular in our country. We know, we accept only what? Railway station. Bus station, you get surprised, but it is right. So underline the word station. They are demanding a CBI probe into the alleged paper leak in the combined graduate level examination. Underline examination. Candidates have been protesting outside the SSC office here. Who conducts this exam, combined graduate level examination? SSC. Perhaps they are related. We'll check later. Just hold that. Those two. I looked for Mary and Samantha at the bus station. Underline bus station. I repeat. Now we'll see. I'll start with I. I looked for Mary and Samantha at the bus station. Then Mary and Samantha, singular or plural? Then what is the pronoun? They. Now go to the first sentence. They refers to Mary and Samantha. They arrived at the station before noon and left on the bus before I arrived. So this seems right. What is the combination here? D and A. Which option says that? Hold that one. But we'll check. I have a feeling there's one more option possible. This is for sure, DA. Now we'll see. Candidates have been protesting outside the SSC office here, but they are demanding a CBI probe. They are related, but can you use the word but? Because of that word you cannot consider, otherwise you get tempted. There is a logical relation between the two sentences, but what is the link word here? But, then you cannot consider. So what is the answer here? Only DA. The last one, am I right? Since the insurers of the two vessels had agreed to give a bank guarantee for the amount. Please underline insurers. The dispute over remaining amount claimed by the Department of Fisheries shall be determined later. Vessels here means what? Fishing or boats, fishing vessels or boats. Please make a note. Here vessels means boats, the big ships. Those two sentences are related. But what is the given link word? Since. The dispute over the remaining amount claimed by the Department of Fisheries shall be determined later, since the insurers of the two vessels had agreed to give a bank guarantee for the amount. It seems right? So what is the combination here? BA, hold that one. What are the remaining two sentences? The labeling is a complex and controversial issue that has no bearing on my thesis. There should be some gap. I will pass it by. What is the link word here? Since is the word. Presently, labeling of GMO content isn't a requirement. Now we'll see how it goes. Presently, labeling of GMO content isn't a requirement. Opening statement. The labeling is a complex and since the labeling is a complex and controversial issue that has no bearing on my thesis, I will pass it by. Does it sound right? So what is that combination? DC. So what is the answer based on that? The first option, BA and DC. First pair is easy, but the second pair not that easy. How many of you know the meaning of the word thesis? Generally, if you go to university for post-graduation, you do MBA, MA, MCom, MSc. After your PG, you enroll or you register for research. There are two streams. One is MPhil, the other is PhD. The work you do, you write, that is called thesis. They do research and publish a big, thick book that is called thesis. But unfortunately, in our country, many research scholars are not good at English. They do research, they collect the data, and the thesis is written by the guide, the professor. Do you know that? Many universities, except the central universities. One of the reasons the research scholars are not good at English. They are intellectuals. They are intelligent, diligent, intellectuals of the highest order. Unfortunately, they are not good at English. That's the problem. Now, what is this passage about? The last 10 questions deal with what? The passage. I think I've asked a question. What is the passage about? Pollution, pollution levels. Am I right? You are not sure. That means you haven't read the passage. I don't know what to say, but whatever it is. Shall I read out the questions? Which of the following are pollution-linked health impacts as per the World Health Organization Global Burden of Disease Study? This question number is what, 21? All of you please go to page 3. The first sentence or second sentence, it talks about PM 2.5 is not yet. Do you see that? Measurement of PM 2.5. Then in the same paragraph, go to the last sentence. What does it talk about? The World Health Organization Global Burden of Disease study has been working to estimate pollution-linked health impacts such as stroke and heart disease, some heart disease, acute lower respiratory infection, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. We'll see. What is the first one? Measurement of all aspects of PM 2.5 is not radical. Right or wrong? Previous one. What is the question number? Is this 21 or? This is the one. The first option is what? Stroke and mentioned clearly. Infection of the lower respiratory system mentioned. Pulmonary means what? Respiratory, related to respiration. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, that is also same. So what is the answer based on that? All of the above. The conclusion regarding the deaths attributed to particulate matter 2.5 micrometers is considered to be caveated. Please underline the word caveat. Please write the meaning of that. Caveat means warning. Warning. Because what? I was reading this option. So what is the first option here? Measurement of all aspects of PM 2.5 is not radical. Is that right or wrong? Mentioned? Wrong. I think mentioned in the passage. Yes. No, answer is the first option. Measurement of all aspects of PM 2.5 has been done comprehensively. Not correct. Relation between pollution, disease and death is complete. No. PM 2.5 is less in size. No. So what is the answer here? The first option is the answer. Question number 23. Which of the following statements is not true? Please underline not true. In the context of the passage, the smallest particulate matter PM 2.5 penetrates and gets lodged in lungs. Is it true or not true? Actually, the answer says none is true. How many of you think the answer is correct? Fourth option, none is true. Have you read the passage? So you are damn sure about that. So please make a note, answer is none is true. See, if you don't read the passage, if you come, if I tell also, you cannot relate. Those who have read the passage, they understand, they relate, and they know, yes, this is the answer, this is not the answer. Otherwise, it is like just listen casually and relax, that's it. Shall I move on to the next one? Which of the following, according to the passage, are the measures for lowering particulate matter in the atmosphere? Landscaping open areas, providing cooking stoves designed scientifically, common sense, all these options, making cleaner fuels available. All the three seem acceptable, whether you read the passage or not, common sense point of view. So what is the answer here? The fifth option, all of the above. Which of the following could be a suitable title for the passage? Soaring pollution levels. No doubt the passage talks about pollution levels. Landscaping green world. You don't have to landscape green world. That is not right. Following the path less dusty. It talks about what? Pollution, dust. The concluding part of the passage talks about the dust dimension. And landscaping, greenery, all these. Hold the third option. Aspiring for a green world. We don't aspire for a green world. Green country, green locality, and green world is too general a statement. So what is the answer based on that? The third option, following the path less dusty. Now, meaning of the following, similar meaning or opposite? Caveat, I have given already. Caveat means what? Warning, admonition. You have got this word many a time. Please write a few words. First you write rebuke. Then you write reprimand. Then you write scold. Admonition also means the same. All these are synonyms. Rebuke, reprimand, scold, admonition. Warning, someone does something wrong, someone makes a mistake, usually the management reprimands. A letter of reprimand means what? Some sort of mild warning, mild. So what is the answer based on that? Admonition. But write the meanings of other words. First you write the meaning of betrayal. Betray. Betray is a verb form, betrayal, noun form. Betray means what? To cheat or deceive. To cheat or deceive your close friend or member of your family or your country. Your country. Betrayal. Contexts are there. You cheat your best friend. And write one more expression, please write this goes with everyday English, backstabbing. Backstabbing, betrayal, both mean the same. You cheat your best friend or member of your family or your country. You give the secrets of your country to some other country. Then what is it called? Act of betrayal. Not relevant here. Imprudence, please write the meaning of that. Imprudence means audacity. Also write the word cheek, cheeky. Audacity means what? Arrogant, audacious. Audacity has a positive connotation as well as a negative connotation. Positive connotation, bold, but negative, generally it has a negative connotation. Cheeky, cheeky means not polite. Please write the meaning, not polite. Cheeky person means what? A rude person. Also write the word rude. You all know the word rude, not polite. Unhygienic. Hygienic means what? Neat and clean. Opposite, unhygienic. Haste. Haste means what? To do things in a hurry. To do things in a hurry. There is a popular saying, please make a note. What is that? Haste makes waste. So don't do things in a hurry, not advisable. Shall I move on to the next one? This is an easy one, should not be a problem. Penetrate. Similar or opposite? Retreat. Retreat means what? To go back. Please write the meaning. Retreat, to go back. Invade. Invade means you move forward or backward? Forward. Penetrate also forward. So hold the second option. Withdraw. Opposite. Retreat, withdraw. Misconstrue. Please write the meaning of that word. It means misunderstand. Misunderstand or misinterpret. Misinterpret. Misunderstand or misinterpret. Not relevant here. Congregate. You got this word the other day. Congregate means what? To gather people. And what is a noun form? Congregation. Congregation. Gathering of people. So what is the answer here? The second option, penetrate, invade. Lodge. Similar or opposite? Similar. Lodge has many meanings. First you write lodge, write the part of speech, noun. Where is a lodge? Noun, obviously. But here it is a verb. Lodge means what? One of the meanings, completely different. File, F-I-L-E. I write the combination as well. First you write file. Lodge a complaint. Lodge a complaint means what? File a complaint. They have lodged a complaint against someone. Means what? They have filed a complaint against someone. Another meaning lodge, to get placed or to get stuck. The third meaning, to get placed in some place or to get stuck in some place. Lodged in a position means what? In that position. It is there in that position. Prevent, is it the answer? No. Unsettle, no. Disorganize, not related. What is the fourth option? Embed. Embedded means what? Lodged, to be at one place. So what is the answer here? Embed. Dislodge, opposite word. Comprehensive, an important word. Usually it goes with syllabus. Comprehensive syllabus means what? Including everything. We also use the expression exhaustive. Exhaustive. Similar or opposite? Opposite. Broad, same meaning. Extensive, same meaning. Restricted. Broad, extensive, what is opposite? Restricted. Exhaustive, same meaning. Discursive. It's a different word altogether. First you make a note. What is the answer here? Restricted. Write the meaning of the word discursive. Discursive means deviating. Deviate. Also write the word wandering. Means what? The master is busy teaching, but in your thoughts you go somewhere else. Then we use a word. Not related to this context, but the answer is restricted. You all must be knowing the word lacuna. Lacuna means what? Gap. Gap. Please write the meaning. Lacuna, gap. Cavity means the same more or less. Depression, more or less the same. Closure, not relevant here. Interim. Interim means what? Temporary. Please write the meaning. Then write the last word, hiatus. Hiatus means pause. Pause. But here, I don't know the exact word. They shouldn't have given these options. Lacuna means what? Gap. Hiatus means pause. More or less the same. Pause. P-A-U-S-E. Pause. Interim. Temporary. Meantime. Meanwhile. Cavity. Depression. Closure. In a way, you should take the third option. What is the answer? A lacuna means what? Gap. No gap, closed. So closure, but not exactly the option. How do you find the paper? Difficult? Easy. Easy, difficult, very difficult. Moderate. You have an exam tomorrow. How many of you are going to take the exam tomorrow? I wish you all the best. Do well. Don't get scared. Don't panic. If it is tough for you, it is tough for everyone. So presence of mind, positive attitude matters a lot. Very simple. So I would like to stop here for today.